Hmm? Yeah. If you got the scores you already, you did the warm up, awesome. If not, we can share them verbally. What do you think? What makes you want to move to an area?
Still give us grades if we do it verbally.
Yeah, verbally is fine. It's participation.
Better taxes.
Ooh, better taxes.
Better weather.
Weather, taxes. Like for example,
like that.
For example, when my dad retired, they moved to Florida because Florida does not have a state income tax, which means you're only paying federal income tax, versus Virginia does have a state income tax. So it can be a pretty important
America's
thing.
supposed to be the land of the free.
Right? Well, you are free. You just
What you mean? We pay to be here.
Yes.
We pay to be here, and then we gotta go to jail if we don't pay.
Right. There are
But
consequences,
I mean,
right?
You do get free food, free shelter, free Medicare.
Mhm.
Wait a minute, and you get 3 meals a day, and you get clothes. Wait a minute.
At the expense of your freedom. So weather is another pretty big pull factor. I remember yesterday on our Nearpod we saw those words pull and push factors. All right, things that want to push you away from an area or pull you in. Right? Remember I mentioned at the beginning of, if there's a job that's offering a ton of money, all right, that would be an awesome thing. Like, hey, I can deal with living in South Dakota if I'm making $200,000, right? That'd be an awesome deal. All right, doing the same thing I'm doing here. All right, today we're talking about the Homestead Act. You saw a little bit of that in your Nearpod yesterday. Homestead Act, remember that's from our definition was that law that allowed people to get 160 acres of free land. All right, in exchange for you had to be 18 years old, you had to live there for a certain number of years, and you had to promise to farm it good land. All right, so you had to do those 3 things to get that land for free almost. All right, there was some fees at the beginning, like a $10 fee, but compared to 160 acres, it was nothing. All right, we're going to start a project today, and part of our why are we doing this is sharing convincing evidence is really important. Being able to convince people of something using evidence is really important. Why would it be important to be able to back up your argument?
Because so you can have a fact check and you can sound right.
Fact check and make sure you are right? Because when you're trying to convince somebody, it's nicer to be able to convince them with the truth, right? And being able to provide that evidence kind of backs up and makes your argument stronger, right? So that's what we're going to do today with this project is to create a brochure convincing people to move west, right? As if we're advertising the Homestead Act and we're trying to get people to move, all right? So I'll show you that project description here in just a moment. All right, so how do we know we did it? Is because we can create that brochure convincing people to move west. All right, so I have a long enough drive that there's a rest stop on my way to work. So I stopped the other day and I got a bunch of brochures. All right, if you haven't seen any or if it's been a while.
This is fancy.
All right, I just wanted you to be able to get your hands on some and see what they actually look like. All right, there's all kinds of different ones. Water Country, Monticello. I like the glass blowing one. That one's pretty cool.
Why y'all got the cool ones and I got the weird ones?
What did I give you?
Why I gotta go?
Oh, there you go.
$2 off. $2 off. How much are the zoo tickets? Bro.
Hey, any money off this.
I already got this.
Have you? Was it fun?
Yeah.
Nice. I've never been there. I've seen pictures of it.
You should take this water country back.
All right, so what I want you to do is look at all those brochures, and yeah, they're cool. Check them out. All right, but I want you to look at what do you notice that all of them have? What does every single one of those have, or at least most of them?
Photoshop.
So there's some things in common. There's some pictures, right? What else do you notice at the top and the front of every single one of them?
Photoshop.
Does it give you a title?
Yes.
Yeah, every one of them has a title.
But it has Photoshop. Because how is Virginia supposed to look this nice, this weather? It's not nice weather.
Well, not today.
No, never. It's never nice weather. Then you gotta be near the people. And then there's water moccasins. Actually, water moccasins.
Look at the back of them. What do you notice on the back most of them have? Information on what? You're right. The location, right? So some kind of map / location. If you want people there, you got to show them how to get there. All right, what else? What do you see over here? So yours, I don't see it on the front, but on the back. Oh, that one doesn't even have any writing on it. All right, the writing that you do see, is it a ton? Or is it just little sections? Yeah, it's just little sections, right? So when it gives you information on a brochure, it's not a whole book, right? It's nice, short information, right? Okay, we're not writing a whole page full of information. We're keeping it nice and short to the point, right? Because if you have a brochure that's like reading from front to back, people are not going to look at it, right? It's going to be that they want that eye-catching, the pictures, that map, right? The information. One other thing, anybody see QR codes on theirs? What do you think those are for? Ooh, yeah, how to buy tickets, like their website. So I'm going to call that a way, what is it, to find out more information, right?
Or easy access.
All right, so I'll leave those on your tables if you want to check them out. If you want to go to somewhere or you really like one, you can keep it. All right, you're my last class looking at these. But we're going to start with the actual project. Everything that we listed here is something that we're going to add to our project. We're going to have a title. We're going to have some pictures. We're going to have a map or location of how to get to the west. Right? We're going to have short information. Right? What is the Homestead Act? We don't need a 2-page description. I want it to fit on one little page of that brochure. All right, and then a way to find out more information. We're going to do some references. Where did you get it? And if you want to find out more, how do you do it? If you want to add QR codes, my other class had a good idea. I can create QR codes for you, and if you make a reference page, we'll post it online. Have the QR code that takes people right to it. All right, so we can play with it, try and have some fun with it. All right. I have one yellow one, and the rest are white one color. One yellow, and the rest are white.
Yellow. I want to be different.
You want to be I figured somebody was going to grab it.
Yeah.
Keon, I did do a digital template.
People
If you would like to do it digitally, or if you want to do paper, it's up to you. I'll leave it.
You know what? Your paper's really cool. What's wrong with it being yellow? Well, I'm tired of
I got around there.
you need a hug or something. Wait, stay over there.
All right, y'all.
Please don't hurt me. Who wrote on this paper? Always nice.
All right, are you ready for a moment of trust? All right, just trust me, follow with me for a few seconds, okay? When you have your brochure, when you open it up, you're gonna have 3 sections, right? So when you open it up, the folds are facing, let me grab one. The folds are like facing this way towards you. We're gonna write 2, 3, and 4 at the bottom. All right, so at the bottom, 2, 3, and 4, just in order. Oh, Elena's is already numbered. Doesn't have to be perfect. 2, 3, and 4 on the inside, so at the bottom. All right, and then on the back, when you flip it over, so the folds are facing the other way now, it's going to be 5, 6, and 1.
What?
I know, it doesn't make sense, just trust me. On the back. I promise it'll make sense in just a second, okay? On the back, you're going to put 561 going from left to right. All right, so flip it over. You got it already? All right. All right, now, if you close up your brochure the way I handed it to you, so page 1 should be in the front, now it'll make sense, okay? Because when you open it up, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? All right, thank you. I love that you can trust me for just a few minutes. All right, while we're getting through that. All right, on the paper description, I'm going to hand those out. Everybody's going to get one. I have a project map of what's going to go on each and every page. All right. Today our goal is for page 2 to get finished, and maybe 1. All right, it's depending on how much time we have. All right, so I'll give you a quick overview of what the whole project looks like. All right, but you're only responsible for those 2 pages today. And again, if we don't finish 1, if we get 2 done, I would be really happy. All right.
Just a bus creeping out there. I'm staying out there. It's a little more. What's that?
No, we're going to be doing on the Homestead Act, so I'll show you. All right, let me open up mine. All right, so here's the project description that I handed you. But at the top, it's basically you've been hired to create a westward expansion brochure promoting the Homestead Act to potential residents. So your brochure will give interested homesteaders insight into how to claim land, how to get there, and the best tools to help them survive. For this assignment, you will organize and publish an informative brochure. All right, and it has the grading information there as well. All right, with the point breakdown underneath. All right. So it's going to be a project, all right? Everything that you need, I'm going to give you, okay? So I'm going to have some readings or some videos that you can choose to watch. All right, I'm going to give you lots of choices when it comes to finding out the information for each page. Actually, you already did the work for page 2 yesterday. All right, I'm going to give you back your definitions for the Homestead Act, and you can use that information on your page 2. You have everything you need for page 2 already, all right, from your definitions, okay? I try and make life easier on you. I try and make things make sense and work together. All right. On the front, so page 1, you're going to have your title and some kind of image moving west. All right. So I've had people in the past do everything from like drawing a perfect horse and a person sitting on it to a stick figure with an arrow. Okay. So as long as you have some kind of image showing me westward movement, all right, I'm happy. All right, I don't grade on your artistic ability. I grade on, did you give me a picture? Okay. As far as your title, if you like the westward expansion at the top on the project description, you can use that. You can say moving west. You can say the Homestead Act. Whatever you'd like to call it. I'm not worried about the title as long as you have one. Okay. And then the other page that we're going to start today is page 2, which is telling me about the Homestead Act. What is it? And then who's available to claim land. Right? And we already said that. Remember, there were the 3 things. I'll give you your definitions back, which you already wrote down what those 3 things are. All right? And that's going to be page 2 with some kind of picture. All right? Tomorrow, we'll look at page 3 and page 4, all right, which is going to be some videos, or if you choose to do a reading, it's going to be your choice. All right? Which is the tools what tools can people use? All right? So things that are going to help them farm. All right? And then how do people get there? All right, so I'll give you a heads up. Railroad, walking, riding horses. That was the only options back then.
Sailing.
Okay. Ooh, actually, ship, you're right. I was wrong. There's 4. There were 4. All right, because you're right. The Mississippi River was available for transportation as well. Next week, we'll get into page 5 and page 6, which is going to be your references. Where do we find this information? Where can people look if they want to find more? All right, and then just some kind of U.S. map. Okay, what I've done in the past is printed some off that you can cut out and put on there, because I know drawing a U.S. map is not that easy. But if you want to try the challenge, go for it. But if not, I'll provide some resources for that. Okay? All right, so today we're working on page 1, page 2, so working on your title page. and then telling me about the Homestead Act. All right, so let me get your definitions back to you. Like I said, you already wrote everything you need to for the Homestead Act on your definitions. See, it's right here, but I know you turned it right. Your definitions are certain. Oh, I might have set up on my desk or something. And then you type yours up, right? For your definitions. Yeah. So you can use for the Homestead Act, the definition, and the characteristics of what you're gonna put on
Please
page
send the students, the equity ambassador, and active 9 students down to school counseling at this time for their field trip. Charisma Walker, Elena Ramirez, Tamara Williams, Jen Dabney, Shamarian Fox, Anaya Finney, Janari Clanton, Renee Coley Hunter, Isaiah Bivens.
Yeah, you can leave everything right on your table. I'm gonna get it.
Jonathan Nolan, and Ryan Harris. Please send these students down to school counseling at this time. Thank you.
I don't see it, but I know you turned it in. You want to use mine for it? What we're doing for the Homestead Act right here. For page 2 of your brochure, the information that you need is just this one right here. Right, so you can put this. And if I was doing this, I might do like. All right, have fun. Okay. Is it a field trip? All right, have fun. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Homestead Act and. All right, so I might put like these 2 headings on there and just do like a little quick. Here's the 3 things that you need to be able to get that land, and then here's the quick definition. And then some kind of picture on there.
You said that's page 2, right?
That's on page 2, correct. And some kind of picture, like I said, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be if you want it to. All right, but there would be my picture. All right, somebody set up a homestead. Doesn't have to have time. It'd be nice if it. So for mine, you can copy mine if you want. I put Homestead Act at the top, just so we know what you're talking about. And then down below, who can claim the land, and here's the people. So on the board, I put an example for page 2 of how I would set it up. You can set it up however you'd like to.